Well, guys, today is the day. It is NFL Draft Day. How about it? Guys, the Seahawks are on the clock at number 18, and I got my final predictions for who they're going to pick in the first round, but also who they're going to pick on Friday in the second round. So here we go. Let's get into it. Getting started for the Seahawks, I'm predicting, and this is based off a lot of mock drafts, a lot of rumors, a lot of insight. I'm predicting Jalen McMillan's going to land with the Seahawks at number 18. If the rumors are out there that are true, the rumors this morning is that the Seahawks are between two guys, if they are available, Tyrone McMillan and Gray Zabel. Those are the two guys that are kind of the finalists for the Seahawks' first-round draft selection. Personally, I would love either of them. I think Gray Zabel has a ton of potential, probably is the best pure offensive tackle in this draft, but I think Tyrone McMillan is maybe the best pure wide receiver in this draft. I know Travis Hunter exists, but he's also a two-way player. Let's face it, we don't know if he's actually going to even play receiver in the NFL. Tyrone McMillan, we do know, is going to, and this guy is legit. He can step in on day one and be your replacement for DK Metcalf. He's not a slot receiver. He's a big body who's going to go down the field and make contested catches. His tape from 2023 is insane. His tape from 2024, not as good, but still really good. So I do think that Tyrone McMillan, ultimately, he's going to be the guy that lands with the Seahawks at number 18. That is my official prediction, guys. Drop a comment, though, down below. There's a lot of guys who I'd be okay with. If they take Matthew Golden, I will admit, I would think, look, if McMillan's off the board, then I'm fine taking Matthew Golden in that slot. If they're both on the board, I think you have to go McMillan just because, you look at the numbers for McMillan. This was in a down year. Last year, people said he had a down year. He scored 8 touchdowns. He went for 109 yards per game. He went for 1,319 yards, 15.7 yards per attempt, 84 receptions. That was considered a down year for him, but that's because his 2023 season was so impressive. Tyrone McMillan is just that good. But what I love more than the stats about him is the fact that, yes, he is a big body who goes up and makes these massive contested catches, whereas Matthew Golden is more of a smaller frame guy who would fit in more with JSN and Cooper Kupp, but we don't need a third small receiver. We need a big target, a big weapon. We don't have a great tight end. Tyrone McMillan, he fills that role. In 2023, by the way, he caught 10 touchdowns and went for 1,400 yards, so he had a better season in 2023 as a junior, but still had a great season last year. That's Tyrone McMillan for you. But again, I'd be down for Gray Zabel. If they go defense, Jahad Campbell would be a nice pick, depending on who's available, if the right cornerback's available. But ultimately, I do think Tyrone McMillan would be the best choice in the first round, and that's what I'm predicting because, like I said, I've seen the rumors, I've seen the smoke. Right now, according to people online, it's between McMillan and Gray Zabel. I think if they're both there, I think John Schneider will think about it a lot, but ultimately, he can't resist a great receiver. He loves his receivers. We know this. And Tyrone McMillan, he's going to be the guy in Seattle landing at number 18 overall. All right, guys, let's move on to the second round where I'm predicting that the Seahawks will draft a quarterback. They're going to land Jalen Milroe in the second round. Look, I know they just signed Drew Lock to be their backup. I get it. It feels weird to sign Drew Lock. You still have Sam Howell as well. You'd end up with 4 quarterbacks on the roster. But John Schneider keeps making these comments and hinting that maybe he will draft a quarterback. He said he doesn't think this year's quarterback class is as bad as a lot of other people do. The Seahawks visited with Jalen Milroe. They brought him in for a 30 visit. All indications seem to lead to the fact that they liked him. They thought he gave a good visit. And I do think that they are in the market for a quarterback. I think this is a need for the future of this team that they need to fill. And I do like this pick for the Seahawks if they get him in the second round. 2,844 yards, 16 touchdowns, but remember, he also rushed for 20 touchdowns last year, so he actually was a great dual-threat quarterback, maybe the best dual-threat quarterback in the entire draft. 148.8 passer rating, 64.3% completion, and 11 interceptions. Keep in mind, his numbers were also much better in 2023, so similar to Tyrone McMillan, Jalen Milroe had a better season in 2023 when he was playing under Nick Saban than he did in 2024, playing under, obviously, Kalen DeBoer. In 2023, He threw for a similar amount of yards, 2,834, but the passer rating was way up. He was up to 172 in 2023, so like literally 24 points higher in passer rating. His completion percentage was up at 65.8. He threw more touchdowns at 23, and he threw less interceptions, only 6 interceptions in 2023. So he got significantly worse last year, but I wonder if there's some coaching issues. I know he was having a few injury issues as well. Ultimately, I think Jalen Milroe, again, would be a great pick in the second round because I think he fits in with the future of the Seahawks. He wouldn't be a day one starter, but he could come in and start as early as 2026. He could be this team starter. He gives me some serious Jalen Hurts vibes as far as, look, here's an Alabama quarterback who a lot of people are very divided on. But ultimately, he did have success at a college level. He did have success with the Crimson Tide, and he still has a lot of potential to be a great dual threat quarterback in this league. Most people didn't think Jalen Hurts was deserving of being a high second round pick. When he did, the Eagles already had Carson Wentz. They picked Jalen Hurts anyways, and you see what he's become. He's become a Super Bowl MVP quarterback. I'm not saying Jalen Milroe is going to be a Super Bowl MVP, but it's possible. It's very possible. The Seahawks have had a lot of success with dual threat quarterbacks before, so I would not be surprised to see it happen again. All right, and finally, my guys, I'm predicting that the Seahawks will select guard Marcus Mbow at number 52. We talked about Marcus Mbow yesterday, and I do actually really like this guy. I think he's a perfect fit for the Seahawks in the mid-second round of this draft. He's a guy who a lot of people believe is going to be at least an average starter very quickly. He's given a 6.25 prospect grade from the NFL.com with a production score that ranked 10th among guards, an athleticism score that ranked 14th among guards, a total score that ranked 10th among guards. He's 6'4", 303 pounds. A little bit actually on the smaller side for a guard, but he can do it. Last year, he actually started 12 games at right tackle. In 2023, he started 6 games at guard, and then 2022, he started 14 games at guard. This is for Purdue University, so not maybe the greatest program, Purdue, but he's good. Lance Zierlein believes his NFL comparison is Ali Marpet, and if that is his comp, then honestly, that's a pretty good comp to have, right? Ali Marpet is a guy who, throughout his career, he was a Pro Bowler. He played 7 seasons with the Buccaneers, kind of retired a bit early, but Ali Marpet was never a bad player. He was an approximate value. He never had an approximate value less than 5. He was never a guy who was not known as reliable. He was a late second round pick. So if that's his comp, I'm totally fine with that. Lance Zierlein gives his strengths is that he rockets out of the stance and slams into initial target, fast to process and adjust blocking assignments on the go. He has quickness and takes angles to make key blocks. He centers up and runs feet through engagement to finish, timing and reactive athleticism to succeed on combo blocks, utilizes a thoughtful approach with well-timed hands and protection. Slick hips allow him to scramble, recover, and finish his job. His weaknesses are his narrow across the upper body, needs more muscle mass, short arms, his hands tend to drift outside the frame, needs to work his hips under his hands, unable to forcefully redirect power rushers, and needs to play with calmer feet to avoid oversetting and inefficiencies. So there are some weaknesses, small hands, small arms, and needs to add some more muscle, but he can do that. He can add some more muscle. Unfortunately, probably can't make his hands any bigger, but I think you can get over that, get past that with this guy because he is certainly very athletic, and he's shown he can play tackle, shown he can play guard. I like the versatility that comes here. I like the fact that he can be a day one starter. I like the fact that his comparison is a guy who's always been a reliable offensive lineman. So I would be over the moon for Marcus Mbow at number 52. With that being said, guys, that's going to wrap this video up for today. So let me know down in the comments, do you agree with me? Do you think that this is what's going to happen? Do you think that we could actually see a quarterback, a wide receiver, and an offensive lineman? I think this would be the dream for a lot of fans to get a wide receiver, a quarterback, and an offensive lineman. I mean, that's what everyone's been asking for this offseason. So if this is how it goes down, I'd be very happy. Again, these are my predictions. It's not necessarily what's going to happen, though. You never know what the Seahawks could do. Either way, though, this is just my opinion. So if you like it, subscribe down below, hit the bell for notifications. Tomorrow we'll be talking all things draft again. We'll be talking day 2 predictions, day 3 predictions, as well as going over who the new selections are in Seattle. And that's it for today, guys. Until next time, as always, go Seahawks.